How's it going, everybody? I'm the Big Guy. Welcome to Wrestling Made Simple. We got a crown jewel stack this week. We will start off with the news of the week, followed by your Smackdown and Raw reviews, of course. Then we will have the Crown Jewel 2019 review, finishing off all of the Crown Jewel segments. And then we will have, finally, the Crown Jewel predictions for 2021 in Saudi Arabia. Then, of course, we will have the WWE Drink of the Week, followed by the reading from the Book of Rules, our weekly reading. And then, of course, we will have the Battle Droid of the Week. So, let's kick it off with the news this week, ladies and gentlemen. As Braun Strowman has been seen negotiating with Impact Wrestling. It has been confirmed he has been negotiating with Impact Wrestling. He has been in negotiations and is looking to be close to signing with Impact Wrestling. Since he has been released from WWE, he has made 2 or 3 sporadic appearances on the independent scene, but now it looks like he may find a permanent home in Impact Wrestling. And the viewership is in for WWE Super Smackdown versus AEW Dynamite. It looks like AEW Dynamite beat WWE in the head-to-head 18 to 49-year-old demographic. That is a big win for AEW. No one thought it could be possible, but it looks like AEW has beaten WWE in that demographic. That is unbelievable for those who don't know what that means. That means the young audience is tuning more in to AEW, while WWE is getting more of the older audience. WWE would win the full ratings by just a hair of 793,000 versus AEW's 549,000. AEW was up while WWE was down. The reason WWE was down is because they were on FS1 due to the American League Championship Series, which was the Red Sox versus the Houston Astros. Otherwise, I guarantee you WWE would have done in the millions and would have easily won the demographic war with AEW. So, that is what happened there. Also, congratulations to Lacey Evans on giving birth to her second child, a little baby girl. Congratulations to her. And congratulations to WWE Hall of Famer William Shatner on being the oldest person to ever go into space. He went up on one of the private shuttles, I believe sponsored by Bezos or Elon Musk. I do not know, but he now holds the record. Actually, it was owner Jeff Bezos. So Captain Kirk is officially in space and the oldest living person to go into space at 90 years old. So congratulations to him. And that is your news this week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's kick it off with the SmackDown review. SmackDown kicked off with the Rated R Superstar in the ring talking about what he will do to Seth Rollins inside Hell in a Cell this Thursday at Crown Jewel. Edge was hyped for this match. He was even quoting some Rolling Stones with Sympathy for the Devil lyrics, saying, "You don't have sympathy for the devil. I've had my moment of doubt and shame, but it's over. I am ready to take out Seth Rollins." After this, he said, "Seth, I will scar your soul in Hell in a Cell, and that is a scar you never heal from." That was a baller-ass line. And also during the promo, he made reference to an old segment where he said, "Remember when I went to John Cena's house and slapped Cena's dad?" I thought that was very funny. He didn't get the crowd reaction it should have, but to me it was very funny. After this, we got Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn in the King of the Ring final on King of the Ring semifinals on Smackdown. This was a very good match. Finn Balor and Sami Zayn are great in-ring competitors themselves. You knew it was going to be a great match. Finn Balor was able to pick up the win over Sami Zayn. So congratulations to Finn Balor. Moving on to the King of the Ring finals. After this, we got Shayna Bazer versus Naomi, which was supposed to be a singles match, but as Naomi was in the ring, Shayna Bazer came out, or Sonya Deville came out and said, you left before I could finish the talk. It is not a singles match, it's a handicap match with you versus me and Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville would defeat Naomi handily to complete a kind of weird story. I don't know what's going on because they're saying they want Naomi to be in the bloodline. They want Naomi to be a part of the bloodline, but how can she turn heel after having such a babyface run here? Just a little weird to me, you know? After this, Seth Rollins cut a promo on saying that he's better than Edge in every single way. Hell in a Cell is a structure for Edge, but inside it, he will prove that he is Seth friggin' Rollins. And it was very funny during this segment because he was standing there in a very cool suit, which had some very good cards. Signatures on it had the club, the spade, had the diamond, had the hearts, and everyone was chanting during his promo, Harley Quinn, Harley Quinn. And you could tell it through Seth off below. He's like, well, I guess this does look like Harley Quinn's costume. That's pretty funny. Seth Rollins then went on to say again, inside the cell, I will become Seth frickin' Rollins. After this, we got Zelina Vega versus Carmella in the Queen of the Ring semifinals on SmackDown. Zelina Vega would pick up the win after Carmella was distracted by Liv Morgan on the outside. Carmella would be rolled up by Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega would win and move on to the finals of the Queen of the Ring. Yeah, so Queen of the Ring. All matches, by the way, have lasted under 4 minutes. Just saying that right now. Good job, WWE, by really pushing forward this new tournament. What we should all care about. Congratulations, making me smile. Ugh. After this, we got a Happy Talk segment with Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin. But as they were cracking jokes, Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Books came out to interrupt and introduce the Street Profits for their SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, which was no disqualifications. This led to a very good match between the Street Profits and the Usos, probably the last match we will see between them as the Street Profits move over to Raw, and the Usos stay over on SmackDown. The Usos would retain in this match after some great spots with kendo sticks, with tables, anything the crowd wanted they got in this match. So great match to the Usos and the Street Profits to end up their feud. After this, we got SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks would actually win this match. They would have a great back and forth match until Bianca Belair would hit Becky Lynch in the arm with her braid. Becky Lynch would be pissed. She would turn to face Bianca Belair, opening up for the backstabber, and Bianca Belair would pin Sasha Banks for the first time in over 29 months. Becky Lynch would be pinned. So there ends that. And then we finally have the main event with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar's contract signing. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns would come out. Roman Reigns would hand the contract to Paul Heyman, telling him to read it, after which Paul Heyman would inform him that it is everything he has asked for, the contract is set, and he would sign the contract. He would then hand it to Brock Lesnar, who signed it immediately. Roman Reigns called him a dumbass and said, how could you sign a contract without even reading it first? To which Brock Lesnar would drop a bombshell and say, I already read it this morning with my advocate, Paul Heyman. That was very awesome to see. Brock Lesnar then went out of the ring, and you have Brock Lesnar smiling at Roman Reigns as he looked to Paul Heyman very, very angrily. and Smackdown would cut off. Besides the Queen of the Ring segment, I have to say this was a very good Raw, or a very good Smackdown. It definitely had some moments where you're like, oh, that was stupid. Like Queen of the Ring, I think I know what my Battle Droid of the Week is going to be. Following my Raw segment, you will see why. So let's go on to Monday Night Raw review. Raw kicked off with Charlotte Flair saying tonight will be her last night on Raw, and the fans should, and she wants a thank you from the fans and the roster. After which Bianca Belair came out and said, you shouldn't be worried about your last night on Raw. You should be worried about your last night with the Raw Women's Championship after I beat you and become the new Raw Women's Champion, and then win at Crown Jewel to become the first to become a SmackDown and Raw Women's Champion. So be ready for that. And it made in the main event, it would be Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's Champion. For a Raw Women's Championship. They would have a little brawl, but it was nothing to be really until later that night. After this, we got the semifinal in the King of the Ring tournament with Jinder Mahal versus Xavier Woods. There were some great signs, by the way, in the crowd. I'll give it to Sacramento, where Sacramento had some great signs that said, if Woods loses, we riot. And it was just a great throwback to John Cena versus Rob Van Dam at ECW One Night Stand. I really loved it. Woods would pick up the win, by the way, and would move on to his dream match at King of the Ring for the King of the Ring title. After this, we got Austin Theory versus Jeff Hardy. Austin Theory would pick up the win in a very good match. It was not really any outside interference. I felt that if they add the 24/7 championship in, because they had that backstage before to kind of include that match, and R-Truth said, I'll challenge you to a match, which led to him saying, I challenged you not for me, but for Jeff Hardy. And that was the only interference by the 24/7 crowd. I was worried that they would use Austin Theory just in 24/7, and he would be ruined. I would have been pissed. I feel like the 24/7 championship has run its course, and it is time for it to go away, in my opinion. Austin Theory would pick up the win, after which Jeff Hardy would hit the twist of fate and took his own selfie with Austin Theory. We then got a tag team match with WWE Champion Biggie and Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. It would be a very good little tag team match. The two champions the two WWE, competitors, I would say, were able to coexist. This is one of the times that WWE did pull it off of them. Will they coexist? And yes, they did. They even had a little Mega Powers thing where they would shake hands, and it looked like they were, like, you had Big E pretending to be Hulk Hogan, and Drew McIntyre pretending to be Randy Macho Man Savage. I thought that was very funny, and it's going around Twitter saying, give these men the tag team championships. That would be very awesome, in my opinion. I would love to see that. But, so anyway, WWE Champion Big E and Drew McIntyre would pick up the win. So that was very, very good on WWE's part. After this, we got Mansour versus Cedric Alexander in a very quick match with Mansour would win. After which, Mustafa Ali would come out and ask, why are you smiling? You know that at Saudi Arabia, I'm going to beat you and destroy you. And then Mansour just flipped out. He said, I'm not smiling. He didn't say shut the fuck up, but I imagine he wanted to. He just said, shut up. I'm going to show him what damn manipulator you are. I'm going to wipe all the smiles off your face, and he will beat him senseless at Crown Jewel. And then we got a sit down between Goldberg and Bobby Lashley before their match at Crown Jewel. Their no holds barred match where Goldberg would say, safe travels, Bobby. Kill you Thursday.